Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're here to do a late night reading for, let's see, we're going to do Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Yes, we're going to get through everybody whose sun sign falls under those signs in our late night reading tonight, okay? As you guys know, I sometimes suffer from a little insomnia, and when I do, I usually will put together an insomnia reading, but this is just me being up late, you know? And so I thought I would share this time with you. All right, so let's dig in. Like, we got a lot to get through, so let's dig in. But before we do, I do want to back up and be hospitable and say welcome. Welcome. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome to you. And I look forward to you becoming a member of the tribe. For those of you who have been here before, many, many times, I want to thank you for returning. I want to thank you for your support. I just want to thank you. All right. So, another piece of housekeeping. This is a general reading. What does that mean? That means if for some reason, can't think of a reason, but if for some reason you find that this reading does not resonate with you or your situation, do not panic. It's just all the more reason you need to go ahead and subscribe so that when your message drops in the next few days, you're the first one to know about it. All right, so let's get started with all that out of the way. Let's get started. I figure we'll pull oracles for everyone first, and then or at least for some of you first, and then we'll get in deeper with the tarot, okay? So let's go ahead and let's start off with Capricorn. Capricorn, your first oracle is, let me back up here, angel numbers. So we have angel numbers of confirmation for you. And I would not be surprised to hear you, Capricorn, have the experience of actually, encountering those numbers, right? This is some energy that we'll say is fading now. So there may have been in recent days and weeks, you were actually encountering these numbers, these signs quite often, right? Not to say you never will again, but just saying Spirit was really trying to get your attention. And now that they have it here in the present, we have the smiley face card, which is symbolic of joy, right? So many of the messages that they were trying to get your attention over were actually messages that they wanted to put forward to you in order to have you understand that you need to take a break, right? And look at situations, people, things that you could put in motion that would bring you joy, right? Smile more, get out and do things more. It's not always about having your nose to the grindstone. And then the energy that's headed your way is that of the skull and ending. So what I'm feeling and seeing with that right now is, you've been working hard for sure. We know that. However, there's some phases, some things that are wrapping up, some cycles that will be ending. And with that ending, it's just making space for something new to actually begin. All right, Capricorn, I want you to hang tight because we're going to come back and we're going to dig into your messages and get some more clarity with the tarot. But before we do that, I want to jump into some oracle messages here for Aquarius. So first message for Aquarius is that of the labyrinth, of the journey here. And this is energy that you are beginning to that's beginning to fade away for you. So this journey energy is just talking to me about an inner journey, really, even though we see this labyrinth here, right? And this inner journey that you've kind of had to endeavor over the last, I want to say months, where you didn't really know what, or you felt like you didn't really know what was up and what was down at times, and you felt like you were walking in the dark without a flashlight and didn't know what was around every corner. In the tarot, that's like the moon card is a perfect representation of that. I wouldn't be surprised if when we come back to do your tarot, um, Aquarius, that I wouldn't be surprised to see the moon card pop up for you, because that is so emblematic of this labyrinth energy here. And that's the exact feeling that I'm getting. But what now you're stepping into the energy of balance, right? Making sure that you have the proper emotional and physical balance. And I'm seeing yin and yang there. And it's like opposites attracting. And it's like you may have recently met someone, or you will be meeting someone in these next few days up to the next few weeks, who is, after you start to like discover them, spend time with them, you're going to discover that they seem to be your polar opposite, but it works, right? It totally works. And so that's exciting news for all of you singles out there, especially. But yeah, there's a lot to contemplate there. I'm getting like this person is a whole handful, but not in a bad way, right? They're a handful in the sense that they are very different from you, and they're going to stretch you beyond what you're used to. And then what the energy that's coming at you is that of power lines and energy. So just kind of really ramping up for the next phase. Like I feel like, sometimes we have a phase of our life. And for some of us, it's for some of us. For sometimes that's like a decade, right? Your 20s or your 30s. And then there's other phases of life, like the college years, like, that kind of thing. I feel like you're about to embark on a new phase, right? And we're going to dig in deep to the tarot, and I want you to hold tight, because right after we dig into Capricorn's messages with the tarot, we're going to come back and dig in some more for you as well, Aquarius. But for now, we're going to get some oracles here for Pisces. All right. And so our Pisces, our beautiful Pisces spirit, they're coming away from the energy of the stars or divine guidance. Now, we truly do have divine guidance with us at all times, but I feel like there's been this heavy reliance on divine guidance. That's good. That's positive. But I feel like now you've crossed this threshold, Pisces, or you're about to, where you don't have to turn to the divine for every single decision, right? Like you'll automatically know, and you're so in tune with the divine that their guidance is just going to be like a self-navigation thing. So that's exciting, because that's a lot of growth, and that takes a lot of work on your part, and I commend you for that. Like, as a reader, I can't even tell you how many times I have tried to encourage a client to step into that space, right? Of trusting. And it seems at times to be like pulling teeth. But you're getting there, and some of you are there. And what is here in the now for you is this butterfly metamorphosis. So perfect companion here, because was I not just saying you were stepping out, and now you've evolved into this being that can feel the guidance for yourself. You are being self-navigated, and that's energy that is going to explode in the now, in the sense of that metamorphosis that you gained here is going to be transcending different areas of your life, and definitely bringing in beautiful changes, because the butterfly does bring in beauty as well as change. Okay. So the energy that's coming at you is of the traffic cone, is of caution, and it is a warning right off the bat that I'm feeling here. Pisces, that, you know what? Don't allow all of this to get to your head and then put you in the zone of making simple mistakes, right? You haven't quite stepped into that energy yet. It's coming at you. It's a few weeks out. But just be aware that there are, while you're here having this free flowing, beautiful thing happening and things are changing quickly, you do want to make sure that you are tracking what is best for you against what's not. Like, don't just open the door to all change. Make sure you're tracking against what feels right, what is right, what has been proven right, and what's been proven wrong in the past, right? Run it through those filters. Don't get stuck on the negative filters, but just run it through the filters, because that's how you use wisdom in your life, Pisces. All right, so our Capricorns have been hanging out and they've been very patient. So let's come back to them and let's get some clarification here for our Capricorns on their oracle cards. Let's dig into the tarot. So Spirit, with these angel numbers, this energy that Capricorn has fading away for them, what do you have to say to clarify? And I pull up the Page of Wands, which is the daughter of Wands in this deck. So there was careful attention on your part, Capricorn, and that was a great thing, because those messages, of course, gave you hope, gave you valuable information, and many of you were able to record that information. And I feel like you did it in a very studious manner here with this Page of Wands. And now that information is there to benefit you, and it will be here in the present energy of joy, right? So in that, we have the moon in the reverse, and what's going to bring you the most joy here, Capricorn, is the fact that some things that have been held as secret to you, and maybe even some things that you were looking for the answers with those angel cards, but they were held secret to you. Now those secrets are going to be revealed. So there will be some shocking truths coming forward from what I'm feeling. And you need to be aware of that, because secrets being revealed can be a great thing. Absolutely. But it can also be something that takes you through something. But as a result, we do have some endings. So I do strongly feel that some relationships come to an end. Some plans with the Three of Wands in the reverse come to a sudden end in upcoming weeks, right? So just know that you, of your own volition, will come to the decision not to go down certain paths with certain people, right? And so, yeah, there are definitely some endings out there, but I really don't even feel like, at least not yet. We're going to clarify a little further, Capricorn. I don't feel like this is something that you're like sad about. I just feel like it's kind of a very grown person feeling, like, no, this is, it's time. It's time to let this go. It's time to let that go. I've outgrown this. I've outgrown that. And I'm good. And so we have the Empress here coming in to clarify further on this fading energy. And so that is speaking directly to me of ancestors, right? Like, they were really, really guiding you. And the guidance that was around you in particular was strong, right? They were guiding you, opening your eyes to some things. And like I said, we have their influence here with the moon in the reverse as your eyes continue to open, right? And with the Knight of Pentacles, you're going to stay strong. You're going to stay strong to what it is you know is right. You're going to stay the course in true Capricorn fashion, right? And you're going to see things through to their rightful end, is what I get here. Because that's why I'm saying I'm not at all getting an energy here that these are things that you're going to be sad about. It's in some cases it's going to be an absolute relief that these things and these people are leaving your life, right? And then we have the 7 of Cups here. And what did I tell you? What did I just say a few minutes ago about these endings and that being sadness? Because there will be brand new things to fill their place. It's kind of like that universal principle of the universe hates a void, right? So where there's a void in energy, there's it's going to be filled by some other energy, right? So when you create a void, that void will be filled energetically. And that's what I'm seeing here. Like it's going to be almost like an onslaught of new choices, new people, new things, and you're going to be standing there like happy. I don't feel like, a lot of times this card can be associated with confusion. I don't feel the confusion at all. Like, you'll see the opportunities, you'll weigh them, and you'll be excited to see these opportunities. You'll be excited to see these new people show up in your life. All right, Capricorn. Wow. I mean, that's amazing. And I invite you to stick around with us, but that is your message. I invite you to stick around with us, though, and just hang out with us tonight. But if this is where you leave, Capricorn, I thank you for coming, and I invite you to join us again, and I definitely invite you to subscribe to this channel. All right, so let's go ahead and dig deeper into Aquarius's messages here. And Spirit, go ahead and clarify this labyrinth for Aquarius. And I have the King of Swords in the reverse. Oh, that was a little backwards because this is the deck that I intended to use. All right, so everything happens during a reading for a reason. And with that King of Swords in the reverse showing up on that labyrinth card, I'm just going to say that again. It's a doubling down on what I was speaking of previously, Aquarius, about sometimes feeling like you were in the dark as far as what was around the next corner in that journey that you were going through, right? Or that you may be coming out of now, that inner journey. But also this, because I pulled from the deck at the wrong time here. What I'm saying about that as well is that you may have felt like not only, what was ahead was hidden, but you may have felt like you were backwards and upside down in a situation, not knowing which way to turn, is what I'm getting, okay? But to further clarify that fading energy, I do have the 6 of Wands. You navigated successfully, and Spirit wants you to pat yourself on the back for that, Aquarius. You went through a challenging period, and for some of you, it was a lot longer than others. For some of you, it felt really like a long challenge. And Spirit wants you to definitely reward yourself because you made it. You made it. You made it out, or you made it to the finish of this journey, of this labyrinth. And now it's time for you to give yourself credit. Pat yourself on the back. There's nothing wrong with that. And just getting down into the physical world a little bit with this message, I want to say that for some of you, you have not patted yourself, or you have not tooted your own horn enough in regards to work, jobs, things like that. So it's talking about having now this opportunity as this energy is still somewhat present but fading. You have an ideal opportunity to kind of toot your own horn in the workplace. For those of you looking for work, don't be afraid to really get in, be proud of your past accomplishments, and highlight them to any potential employer that you may be speaking with. Okay? All right, so let's dig into this yin yang energy, Aquarius. And to further clarify that, I have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So again, this yin yang is about achieving balance, right? That's a huge part of this energy. And with the Six of Pentacles, when it is indeed in the upright, it's a very, very balanced situation. But you will be dealing with some feelings of imbalance, and I'm feeling, Aquarius, for some of you, you're not going to know exactly how, or you feel you're not going to know exactly how to mitigate that. And Spirit's telling you you have the answer within you, right? You need to go back within now that you've finished this journey, or you've come out of this phase. Don't forget the lessons learned there. Don't forget, if anything, this past energy here has taught you how to go within, how to receive the guidance you need, because don't forget, you had to navigate something that felt like you didn't know which way was up. If you can do that, you can certainly gather the answers that you need in order to balance out any current imbalances that are happening for you, right? And Spirit's also talking about staying the course here in regards to that. So let me go ahead and Spirit's having me all the way around here, kind of switch up the way I intended to pull these cards for you, Aquarius. So there's a lot of up and down energy, most definitely. And I'm going to further clarify that you are the way, right? So again, what did I just say? You have these answers in you, right? You just need to just use your powers of discernment. How do things that are happening make you feel? The initial yuckiness or the initial lack of balance might not feel great. Okay, go deeper. All right, go deeper. How does it make, other than the obvious, what feelings are you getting about it? Where are those feelings leading you in your thoughts? And is where they're leading you productive or not? Because if your thoughts are being led to an unproductive place, then you need to start looking at what is the thought that's on the opposite end of that scale. So if your thought is towards something really negative, what would be like the opposite thought that's positive as far as the direction that you're being given? So you are the way, and you're the one, and you need to, if you didn't learn anything else here, Aquarius, you need to learn that you are and should be self-reliant. Okay? So next up, we have the energy coming at you, which is power lines. And I'll switch decks once again. And so with that, I have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. And this is all about energy, right? And realizing that things don't, you'll see situations where things are not as they appear. And this may be distressing for some time. But Spirit wants you to open up to the fact that you need to see the good that's there that can be collected. So for instance, this is the 10 of Pentacles. This is one of the cards that everyone's trying to get in a reading, right? It talks about legacy, and it can talk about marriage and legacy and children and a home and money and wealth as a result of being connected with someone. But in a situation where this would be in the reverse, and say that situation I just laid out were coming to an end, there would be a lot of fallout. But what could be recovered? We have the coins that can be recovered, right? Because whether the coins are upright or in the reverse, they still have the same value. So start looking at the situations as they start to come in. This energy is not, it's still a few weeks out. Start looking at what can be recovered in those situations. All right. And so don't fall into the initial panic of things not happening in the way that you would like, and start looking at what about the situation can you pull and bend to the way that you like. Not through a manipulative manner, but just in general, right? So then to clarify further, we have the hanged man. And this hanged man, yes, that can very much be someone that's stuck, but I'm not feeling that for you, because if you do things as spirit's directing you to do by pulling out those answers from within and looking at the situations through the correct lens, this hanged man energy will be one of enlightenment, right? Because that's a part of this card that you don't often hear people, part of the meaning of this card that you don't often hear people talk about. The hanged man, he's forced to hang in one place, and he can see things from a different vantage point. And that's, again, spirit doubling down on those messages for you, Aquarius. So I hope that that has been helpful. And I do hope that you go ahead and click that subscribe button, because you need to be a part of this channel and know when your messages will drop within the next few days. I hope you'll hang out with us, Aquarius. All right, let's get into Pisces. Pisces, we have the stars here in the past, or the fading energy, and let's go a little deeper into those stars and take a look at what's happening here. And I pull the Four of Cups. And so that divine guidance, this Four of Cups, I just see this figure sitting here. Again, she looks as though she's meditating and that she's at one. And so many of you may have developed a meditation practice that will serve you well, that will further prime this metamorphosis happening with the butterfly energy. And as that goes, I have the Five of Cups coming out for clarifying this butterfly energy. And some of you are fearing these changes, even though you have the divine guidance clearly here. There's just some things that you feel like you do not want to let go of, which I think is understandable as a first reaction at times, right? But Spirit is asking you to understand you're clearing the way for some better things, unless you just hold on for dear life and then you don't get to clear the way for the better things. But let's go ahead and clarify this traffic cone, this caution, and we have the Empress. So one clear warning here is that, and this again, this is energy that's coming at you, so it won't be here for a few weeks. But if you are not looking to be pregnant or impregnate someone, this is a clear warning from Spirit to be very careful in these weeks ahead, because there is a strong chance that that could happen for many of you. All right, so I need to put that out there. Now, if that's something that you look forward to, if that's one of the changes that you want to bring in, well then, bravo for you. You've got a time period coming up where you can make that happen. But one thing that caution with this cone is making sure that something like that happens in the right situation and with the right person, right? Because um once you're pregnant or once you impregnate someone, potentially that person is in your life for a very long time. And not only that, they are taking a part in raising your child and affecting how this child sees the world, or through their absence, they may affect how this child sees the world. But for those of you not worried or not, the pregnancy message does not apply, then know that, again, there's a lot of things that will start happening and coming in because of this metamorphosis energy, right? And so you need to look at each one very carefully and be cautious about what you will now allow in. And with the Two of Swords, there may be some things that do indeed need to be blocked. Don't be afraid, Pisces, and don't be timid about blocking what you don't need, what won't serve you, or what you don't want. Okay? All right, Pisces. So let's go ahead and clarify further this Ten of Wands in the reverse. As we were talking about this divine guidance energy that's starting to fade away, this guidance and this improved ability that you have of accessing this guidance is meant, the true value of it, Spirit is saying, is that it is meant to help lighten your load, right? You're not alone. Some of you have felt for a very long time like you walk alone, no one there for you, and you have an army of spirit guidance around you. You're not alone. You don't have to undertake everything yourself. For those of you who may engage in magical working and particularly with your ancestors, then know that they can help you do the heavy lifting. Okay? You have to ask, though. They don't just jump in and take control of your life. You have to ask for their assistance. All right. And so as we clarify further this metamorphosis energy, I have the King of Wands. And no, for many of you Pisces, you're going to meet a very, very, in the energy present now, or that is coming in presently, you are going to meet someone very charismatic. This is King Dingaling right here, right? So for those of you feminines, he's hard to resist because he looks and feels like everything you want, okay? But just be careful, vet him thoroughly to make sure that he is who he says he is and he ain't on that bullshit, right? For those of you that does not apply, this King of Wands energy talks very much about how this metamorphosis is going to help increase your reach. In other words, you will become very magnetic to others, and you'll start to notice people notice you, right? It's a good time to really put your work out there, to put any creative endeavors out there, because you can get the attention that you seek. All right, Pisces, I hope that was helpful. I hope that you subscribe, and I do hope that you stick around, because we are going to continue here, and it might be interesting to hear what some of these other signs are going through, like the sign of Aries and the sign of Aries, the sign of Taurus, and the sign of Gemini. I was like, where am I? What am I doing? All right, let me get these cards in order. And while I take a moment to do that, all of you who are watching that are not currently subscribed, what are you waiting for? Like, it doesn't cost you anything. Just go ahead and subscribe. All right, you know you're having a good time. You know the messages are real. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, okay? All right. All right. So we are going to start here with Aries and get some oracle messages, Spirit, for my Aries who have been patiently waiting for their messages. All right. So the energy that's fading away for my Aries are, hold on, one more time, Aries. Ah! Spirit, Spirit, Spirit. One more time, Spirit. I had some stuff pop up that I'm not going to take. All right. Aries, the energy that is fading away for you is of flamingo, which is emblematic of fun. Not to say that you'll not have fun going forward, but I feel for some of you Aries, you've really been in a period of a lot of carefree energy, a lot of focus on what's going to make you happy, and a lot of focus on learning yourself in a different way and learning what is important and enjoyable for you right now. And so that's really important work, right? That you are coming through, and that energy is starting to fade at this time, and we go into the energy in the present of dice, which is all about chance and being willing to take chances in order to get what you want. And for those of you who but those of you who engage in a little bit of gambling, these current days and weeks, maybe a good time to play games of chance for you. All right? Maybe a good time to buy that scratch off and win $50, $100, $100,000. You know, like, there's a little lucky star around you right now, or at least that's the energy that you're coming into, Aries. All right, and so then we finish with the energy coming towards you in the upcoming weeks of achievement. So this journey has been really valuable, the one that you've been on, learning about what brings you enjoyment, learning how to engage joyful energy into your life. Because, you know, if we sit in sadness, then we receive things that bring us more sadness. But if we're sitting in the energy of joy, yeah, that's what's going to bring in happiness and fun times for us. And as we can see with these chance and this achievement, that's surely heading your way, Aries. I want you to stick around because we're going to come back and we're going to get into the tarot for you to dig down deeper. But now we're going to get some oracle messages for Taurus. And Taurus is coming away from an energy of disruption with this lightning card, right? And I do feel like there is, and this is such a limited message. There's someone out there